Story 1. Arise, arise, riders of Theoden. Spear shall be shaken, shield be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. Ride now, ride for ruin and the world's ending. Death. Story 2. This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. King Leonidas, 300. Story 3. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix legions, and loyal servant to the true Emperor Marcus Aurelius. Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Story 4. What happened to the Delta I used to know? Where is the spirit? Where are the guts? This could be the greatest night of our lives, but you are going to let it be the worst. We are afraid to go with you, Bluto. We might get in trouble. Well, just kiss my ass from now on. Not me. I am not going to take this. Wormer. He is a dead man. Marmalade. Dead. Niedermeyer. Story 5. When I choose to see the good side of things, I am not being naive. It is strategic and necessary. It is how I learned to survive through everything. I know you see yourself as a fighter. I see myself as one too. This is how I fight. Story 6. Arise, arise, riders of the Odin. Spears shall be shaken, shields shall be splintered. A sword day, a red day, ere the sun rises. Ride now, ride to ruin and the world's ending. Death, death, death. Fourth, Eorlingus. Story 7. Good morning. In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. You will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of humanity. Humanity, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We cannot be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it is fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom, not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We are fighting for our right to live, to exist. If we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We are going to live on. We are going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. Story 8. Al Pacino's inch-by-inch speech from Any Given Sunday. I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes to the biggest battle of our professional lives all comes down to today. Either we heal as a team or we are going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We are in hell right now, gentlemen, believe me, and we can stay here and get the beaten down, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell 1 inch at a time. Now I can't do it for you. I'm too old. I look around and I see these young faces and I think, I made every wrong choice a middle-aged man could make. I wasted all my money, believe it or not. I chased off anyone who has ever loved me. And lately, I can't even stand the face I see in the mirror. When you get old in life, things get taken from you. That's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out that life is just a game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life, or football, the margin for error is so small. 1 half step too late or too early, you don't quite make it. 1 half second too slow or too fast, and you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They are in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the difference between winning and losing, between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it is the guy who is willing to die who is going to win that inch. And I know if I am going to have any life anymore, it is because I am still willing to fight and die for that inch, because that is what living is, the 6 inches in front of your face. Now I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you are going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You are going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you are going to do the same thing for him. That's a team, gentlemen. Either we heal now as a team or we will die as individuals. That's football, guys. That's all it is. Now, what are you going to do? Story 9. The president's motivational speech in Independence Day when they are heading out to fight back. It is a generally poor movie, but that speech from Bill Pullman is epic. Story 10. Be seated. Now, I want you to remember that no person ever won a war by dying for his country. He won it by making the other poor dumb person die for his country. Men, all the stuff you've heard about America not wanting to fight, wanting to stay out of the war, is a lot of nonsense. Americans, traditionally, love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle. When you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runner, the big league ball players, the toughest boxers. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. Now, I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed. That's why Americans have never lost and will never lose a war. Because the very thought of losing is hateful to Americans. Now, an army is a team. It lives, eats, sleeps, fights as a team. This individuality stuff is a bunch of nonsense. The people who wrote that stuff about individuality for the Saturday Evening Post don't know anything more about real battle than they do about fornicating. Now, we have the finest food and equipment, the best spirit, and the best men in the world. You know, by God, I actually pity those poor people we're going up against. By God, I do. We're not just going to shoot the enemy. We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to destroy those lousy enemy people by the bushel. Now, some of you boys, I know, are wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about it. I can assure you that you will all do your duty. The enemy is the enemy. Wade into them. Spill their blood. Shoot them in the belly. When you put your hand into a bunch of goo that a moment before was your best friend's face, you'll know what to do. Now, there's another thing I want you to remember. I don't want to get any messages saying that we are holding our position. We're not holding anything. Let the enemy do that. We are advancing constantly, and we're not interested in holding on to anything except the enemy. We're going to hold on to him by the nose, and we're going to kick him in the ass. We're going to kick the hell out of him all the time, and we're going to go through him like nonsense through a goose. Now, there's one thing that you men will be able to say when you get back home, and you may thank God for it. 30 years from now, when you're sitting around your fireside with your grandson on your knee, and he asks you, "What did you do in the Great World War II?" You won't have to say, "Well, I shoveled dirt in Louisiana." All right now, you sons of bitches, you know how I feel. I will be proud to lead you wonderful guys into battle anytime, anywhere. That's all. Patton. Story 11. When you are working for me, you take on a debt. 100 Nazi scalps. And I want my scalps. Story 12. The Lord of the Rings. The Two Towers. Samwise. There is some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it is worth fighting for. This speech brings tears and inspires you when needed. Story 13. Dances with wolves. I am wind in his hair. Do you see that I am your friend? Can you see that you will always be my friend? Gets me every time. Story 14. From the movie Friday Night Lights. Well, it's really simple. You have 2 more quarters and that's it. Now, most of you have been playing this game for 10 years. You have 2 more quarters, and after that, most of you will never play this game again as long as you live. You have known me for a while, and for a long time now you've been hearing me talk about being perfect. I want you to understand something. To me, being perfect is not about that scoreboard out there. It's not about winning. It's about you and your relationship to yourself, your family, and your friends. Being perfect is about being able to look your friends in the eye and know that you didn't let them down because you told them the truth. And that truth is that you did everything you could. There wasn't one more thing that you could have done. Can you live in that moment as best you can, with clear eyes and love in your heart, with joy in your heart? If you can do that, gentlemen, then you are perfect. I want you to take a moment. I want you to look each other in the eyes. I want you to put each other in your hearts forever, because forever is about to happen here in just a few minutes. I want you to close your eyes and think about Booby Miles, who is your brother. He would die to be out there on that field with you tonight. I want you to put that in your hearts. Boys, my heart is full. My heart is full. Story 15. Not a speech, but, all right, sweethearts, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed? Another glorious day in the Marine Corps. A day in the Marine Corps is like a day on the farm. Every meal is a banquet. Every paycheck a fortune. Every formation a parade. I love the Marine Corps, followed by the glorious sergeant giving Hudson the bird after he smart-asses him. Story 16. For every action there is a reaction. And a tricky reaction? It's quite an extraordinary thing. The speech is longer, of course, but I never saw that ending coming. The music and the ensuing chaos obviously make it, but just hearing the words still thrills me. It's the only time I have ever been in a theater where everyone cheered. Story 17. I need to get in shape. Too much sitting has ruined my body. Too much abuse has gone on for too long. From now on, there will be 50 push-ups each morning and 50 pull-ups. There will be no more pills, no more bad food, no more harmful substances destroying my body. From now on, there will be total organization. Every muscle must be tight. I know Bickle is not an aspirational character, but this speech is powerful. Story 18. Honestly, I know it is a family comedy, but the Little Giants locker room speech near the end is powerful. And even if those Cowboys are better than you guys, even if they beat you 99 times out of 100, that still leaves. Story 19. King Leonidas. Dilios, I trust that scratch hasn't made you useless. Dilios. Hardly, my lord. It's just an eye. The gods saw fit to grace me with a spare. Story 20. Not a movie, but Hackett's speech in Mass Effect 3 before the assault on Earth gives me chills every time I hear it. Story 21. This is egg salad. It's loaded with cholesterol. My wife won't even let me touch it. Hardly seems to matter now because chances are we're already dead. Amazing is gone. No use waiting for the cavalry because at this moment the cavalry is us. This is our fight whether we like it or not. Just a few of us. We're not your classic superheroes. We're not the favorites. We're the other guys. We're the guys nobody ever bets on. But I tell you what I think. I think that you and that ball of yours have an appointment you have to keep. Invisible Boy, I think it's time you were seen. Sphinx, you have trained us well, and Dr. Heller, you might just have given us the edge we need. And Spleen, I don't want to stand behind you, but I'll fight beside you with pride. Jeff, you've got a rare and beautiful gift. The city needs you tonight. And Roy, in all the years I've known you, I've never seen you walk away from a fight. You lifted a city bus once, man. I think you've got what it takes to handle Casanova. We're all in over our heads, and we know it. But if we take on this fight, those of us who survive will forever show our scars with pride and say, that's right. I was there. I fought the good fight. So what do you say? Do we all gather together and go kick some Casanova butt? Or do I eat this sandwich? Story 22. I don't care if he is a bastard. Ned Stark's blood runs through his veins. He is my king, from this day until his last day. From Lyanna Mormont on Game of Thrones. Story 23. I really love the end of The Shawshank Redemption when Morgan Freeman is narrating, especially when the warden does what he does. Story 24. I know the quote was taken from someone else, but Coach Carter. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And, as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Story 25. There either is or is not a way things are. The color of the day. The way it felt to be a child. The feeling of salt water on your sunburned legs. Sometimes the water is yellow. Sometimes it is red. But what color it may be in memory depends on the day. I am not going to tell the story the way that it happened. I am going to tell it the way I remember it. Intro to Great Expectations 1998 film. Story 26. Anytime Optimus Prime spoke in Transformers 2007, he inspired me to stand up in the theater and join the fight against the Decepticons. Story 27, Friday Night Lights movie, being perfect speech by William Robert Thornton at the state championship game. Story 28, Bill Murray's speech in Meatballs. I don't remember all of it, but I remember the end. Even if we were to play so far over our heads that we got a nosebleed for a week to 10 days, all the really good-looking girls would still go out with the guys from Camp Mohawk because they've got all the money. It just doesn't matter if we win. Story 29, Henry V, the 1989 Kenneth Branagh film, St. Crispin's Day speech. No one ever delivered it better or was supported by better music. Story 30, not a movie, but ask 10 scientists about environment, population control, genetics, and you will get 10 different answers. But there is one thing every scientist on the planet agrees on. Whether it happens in 100 years, 1,000 years, or 1 million years, eventually our sun will grow cold and go out. When that happens, it will not just take us, it will take Marilyn Monroe, Lao Tzu, Einstein, Morabito, Buddy Holly, and Aristophanes. All of this was for nothing unless we go to the stars. Story 31, Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday. I don't even like football that much, but after that speech, I'd be willing to run face first through a brick wall. In. You have to fight, scratch, crawl, die for that inch. I forget how it goes exactly. Story 32. I wouldn't call it a speech per se, but the one from Return of the King that ends with Samwise saying, I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you. Story 33. Out of order? I'll show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I would take a flamethrower to this place. Story 34. Scott Bakula's huddle speech at the end of Necessary Roughness. I know you are tired. You are bleeding. I am going to make you a promise. If we get into that end zone, you will not feel any pain. I am fired up just typing that. Story 35. Not a movie, but Shoresy Season 4 Episode 6 speech to the boys. Story 36. I don't know about hyped, but this one from Fight Club was pretty epic. Tyler Durden. Man, I see in Fight Club the strongest and smartest men who have ever lived. I see all this potential and I see it squandered. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables. Slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate so we can buy things we don't need. We are the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no great war. No Great Depression. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives. We have all been raised on television to believe that one day we would all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars. But we won't. And we are slowly learning that fact. And we are very, very pissed off. You are not your job. You are not how much money you have in the bank. You are not the car you drive. You are not the contents of your wallet. You are not your khakis. You are the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world. Story 37. Before this game started, Kilmer said, 48 minutes for the next 48 years of our lives. I say no. I say no. Let's go out there and play the next 24 minutes for the next 24 minutes, and we'll leave it all on the field. We have the rest of our lives to be mediocre, but we have the opportunity to play like gods for the next half of football. But we cannot be afraid to lose. There is no room for fear in this game. If we go out there and do things half-heartedly because we are scared, then all we are left with is an excuse. We will always wonder. But if we go out there and give it absolutely everything, that is heroic. Let's be heroes. Story 38. Live as one of them, Kal-El, to discover where your strength and your power are needed. Always hold in your heart the pride of your special heritage. They can be a great people, Kal-El, they wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason above all, their capacity for good, I have sent them you, my only son. Story 39. Can you count suckers? I say the world is ours if you can count. Now look what we have here before us. We have the Saracens sitting next to the Jones Street Boys. We have the Moonrunners right by the Van Cortlandt Rangers. Nobody is wasting anybody. That is a miracle. And miracles are the way things ought to be. You are standing right now with 9 delegates from 100 gangs, and there are over 100 more. That is 20,000 hardcore members, 40,000 counting affiliates, and 20,000 more not organized but ready to fight. 60,000 soldiers. Now, there are only 20,000 police in the whole town. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Story 40. Caesar from Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. The day of the writing in the sky, when your cities lie buried under radioactive rubble. When the sea is a dead sea, and the land is a wasteland out of which I will lead my people from their captivity. Story 41. Pete Postlethwaite's speech near the end of Brastoff, released in 1996, is an absolute stormer, especially if you lived through the time period he is talking about. Story 42. Josie Wales. You be 10 bears? 10 bears. I am 10 bears. Josie Wales. I'm Josie Wales. 10 bears. I have heard. You are the Grey Rider. You would not make peace with the Bluecoats. You may go in peace. Josie Wales. I reckon not. I got no place else to go. 10 bears. Then you will die. Josie Wales. I came here to die with you or to live with you. Dying ain't so hard for men like you and me. It's living that's hard when all you've ever cared about has been butchered or raped. Governments don't live together. People live together. With governments, you don't always get a fair word or a fair fight. Well, I've come here to give you either one or get either one from you. I came here like this so you'll know my word of death is true, and my word of life is then true. The bear lives here, the wolf, the antelope, the Comanche, and so will we. Now we'll only hunt what we need to live on, same as the Comanche does. And every spring, when the grass turns green and the Comanche moves north, you can rest here in peace, butcher some of our cattle, and jerk beef for the journey. The sign of the Comanche that will be on our lodge. That's my word of life. 10 bears. And your word of death? Josie Wales. It's here in my pistols and there in your rifles. I'm here for either one. 10 bears. These things you say we will have, we already have. Josie Wales. That's true. I ain't promising you nothing extra. I'm just giving you life and you're giving me life. And I'm saying that men can live together without butchering one another. 10 bears. It's sad that governments are chiefed by the double tongues. There is iron in your words of death for all Comanche to see, and so there is iron in your words of life. No signed paper can hold the iron. It must come from men. The words of 10 bears carry the same iron of life and death. It is good that warriors such as we meet in the struggle of life or death. It shall be life. Story 43. What? Over? Did you say over? Nothing is over until we decide it is. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Absolutely not. It is not over now because when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Who is with me? Let's go. Come on. What happened to the Delta I used to know? Where is the spirit? Where are the guts? This could be the greatest night of our lives, but you are going to let it be the worst. Oh, we are afraid to go with you, Bluto. We might get in trouble. Well, just kiss my ass from now on. Not me. I am not going to take this. Wormer. He is a dead man. Marmalade. Dead. Niedermeyer, 1980. Story 44. My name is Optimus Prime, and I send this message to all the surviving humans across all the colonies and major outposts. Your species must not share the same fate as ours and others. The markers must be stopped at any cost. We will fight on until all are one. Story 45. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream, and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Ladies and gentlemen, England will be playing 4-4-2. Mike Bassett, England manager. Story 46, Jackie Moon. In the annals of history, people are going to be talking about three things: the discovery of fire, the invention of the submarine, and the Flint, Michigan Mega Bowl. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.